Okay, hey everybody, good Thursday evening. Welcome back to Weather for Weather Geeks, our daily deep dive into the weather here locally and nationally as well, when we have some interesting weather stories nationally, and we do have one this evening that we'll get to momentarily. But first, let's talk about rain so far in September. Of course, none today. It was a beautiful day today, and it's been a pretty quiet week weather-wise. So far in September, highest amounts have been around and north of I-80. That's gone along with a trend that we've seen over the second half of summer. Northern areas a little bit wetter than our southern television viewing area. Notice the lowest amounts overall have been in these kind of brighter greens down across parts of Columbiana County. So no surprise with today's update to the drought monitor, which is put out every Thursday. Parts of Columbiana County now included in the abnormally dry category. That means it's not a drought officially, but it is dry, especially again south of 224 down into Columbiana County. But even in parts of Mahoning County, it's been pretty dry over the last couple of months, including from Canfield to Boardman. You know, I live in Boardman. I had less than 2 inches worth of rain in August. I've had less than 2 inches so far in September. So not going to be surprised if with next Thursday's update, a little more real estate is covered by this abnormally dry designation on the drought monitor. All right, it's not a lack of rain, but way too much rain. It's been the big national weather story. Today you may have seen some pictures and video out of the Houston, Galveston, Port Arthur area today, Beaumont. All areas from Houston on east, especially across I-10, have just been inundated. This is the remnants of what was a pretty healthy tropical system, and this is just a classic example of it doesn't need to have a name, it doesn't even need to be a tropical storm for it to cause big-time impacts. And there's been water rescues, and I just saw something come across a little while ago, a headline saying there's now officially been one fatality as a result of the rain. And the rain's been off the charts. I mean, it's beyond my color table here on the rainfall totals over the last 48 hours. I'll query a few spots here, but I can tell you that there have been some places that have gotten more than 3 feet, even 40 inches or more worth of rain. So just a few spots here on the radar estimates of up to 20, 25 inches. But yeah, there's been some higher amounts. And again, this is just over 48 hours. Just unbelievable. And you know, climate change does not cause every flood, that is for sure. But some floods that would have occurred anyway can certainly be worse because the climate is quite a bit warmer than it used to be. And a warmer atmosphere, a warmer climate can hold more moisture. More moisture can be wrung out in these types of situations. All right, back here at home, beautiful evening, clear sky. We've had a couple of space station passes this week. I haven't mentioned them on social media because they're fairly low and fairly brief. We've got a better one tonight. This one's high in the sky, lasts about 4 minutes, starts at 8:45. The space station appears in the southwest sky, disappears in the northeast sky a few minutes later. Just a reminder that the space station does not blink. If you look up and you see something flying overhead and something is blinking, well, that's an airplane. The lights on the plane are blinking. The space station is just a solid white object moving across the sky at a brisk pace, and that is the International Space Station. And so I'll send out a reminder on that on social media and the Storm Tracker 21 app here in the 8 o'clock hour. All right, smooth sailing through the day tomorrow. I think tomorrow will feature a few high fair weather clouds. I think this is a little overdone on the model here tomorrow afternoon. Maybe there's a shower out towards I-71. That should be about it. Not concerned about any rain around here through your Friday. Now, we have added, I told you last evening on this video, I didn't really buy what the model was spitting out with the scattered showers on Saturday. Now some of the other modeling's come around to this idea, so I have inserted a small chance of an afternoon shower or a storm. I don't think it's as widespread as our model here is depicting, but it's enough that I threw in a 20% chance of a quick shower or storm Saturday afternoon. I think any stray raindrops are long gone by the time we head towards evening, and why live at Stambaugh Stadium, of course, featuring Blake Shelton, so we should be in good shape Saturday evening. It's going to be warm. And speaking of warm, boy, Sunday, it's going to feel like the middle of July. This is a breezy day. It's a day with highs in the mid-80s, and I think we're dry as we wrap up the weekend on Sunday. Dew points will spike a little bit on Saturday. A little more vertical mixing of the atmosphere will drive those dew points down into the 50s on Sunday. With a breezy day and as dry as it's been lately, especially in Columbiana County, and with relatively low humidity values, be careful disposing of cigarette butts or matches, anything outdoors on Sunday. There's a somewhat elevated risk of maybe some grass fires and that kind of a thing if you find yourself out in the woods, or and again, especially if you're in an area that hasn't had much rain lately, just be a little bit cautious on Sunday. All right, Friday night football forecast has not really changed much. I think we're dry. Temperatures in the mid-70s at kickoff, lower 70s by halftime. upper 60s during the second half of the games Friday evening, and our forecast for Saturday evening has not changed all that much at all. Again, any stray raindrops earlier in the day should be gone. Even that, I don't think it's a very high percentage chance. I think we're dry, we're warm, and with a light breeze at Stambaugh Stadium Saturday evening. Temperatures slowly dropping back through the 70s. The Climate Prediction Center put out their initial October outlook today, and there are no areas in the lower 48 states or Alaska that are included in odds of below average temperatures. Everyone has at least decent odds of seeing above average temperatures in the month of October. Now, yes, there's going to be some cool days here and there, but when it comes out in the wash, October expected to be warmer than average. No surprise. I think early October especially, it's going to be a lot like last year. Last year we had 80s all the way through like the 10th of October. I think we have the potential to see that again. I wouldn't be surprised if we had some 80s during that first week to 10 days of October again this year. And I talked about the foliage earlier this week on social media and in this video. Less rain in September is a good thing for the foliage, but too much warmth is a bad thing. If we have, prolonged warmth well into October, a lot of leaves are just going to turn brown and fall rather than turn vibrant colors. So, I'm encouraged by the lack of rain. That usually helps out our foliage, but, the warm weather lasting through the first third of October may mean a duller peak and a later peak than we usually see for the foliage in Eastern Ohio and Western PA. Thanks for checking out tonight's video, and thank you as always for watching Weather for Weather Geeks, wherever you're watching it, whether it's on the app, the website, or on my redesigned weather blog, eric, WFMJ.com. Have a great Thursday night.